Close your eyes. I want you to think about the color red. Don't just say the word, I want you to visualize a bright, shiny red apple. Can you see it? Can you see the curve of the fruit? Can you see the light reflecting off the skin? Can you feel the crunch if you were to bite into it? Now open your eyes. Where was that apple? It wasn't in the room, it wasn't in front of your eyes. And if I cut your head open and looked into your brain with the most powerful microscope in the world, I would not find a red apple. I would find gray matter, I would find water, I would find blood vessels, I would find electricity zipping between neurons. But I would not find the experience of red. This is the greatest mystery in the universe. It is called the hard problem of consciousness. Science can explain how your eye processes light. It can explain how the signal travels to your visual cortex. It can explain how your hand moves to grab the apple. But it cannot explain you. It cannot explain the ghost in the machine. It cannot explain the feeling of being alive. For centuries, we have told ourselves a story. We said the brain is just a computer. We said that neurons are just switches, like ones and zeros. We said that if you have enough switches, eventually they wake up and become conscious. But what if that story is wrong? What if the brain isn't a computer at all? What if the brain is a radio? And what if the signal, the music, the you, is coming from somewhere else, somewhere deeper, somewhere written into the very fabric of space and time? We are about to cross the final frontier. We are going to explore the forbidden bridge between physics and spirit. We are going to talk about quantum consciousness. And if you are ready to question if you are even really here right now, please hit that subscribe button, because we are about to tune into a frequency that might just change your life forever. To understand why this theory is shaking up the scientific world, we have to look at the failure of the standard model. We live in the age of artificial intelligence. We have chatbots that can write poetry. We have computers that can beat the best chess players in the world. But ask yourself, does the computer know it won the game? Does the calculator feel happy when it gets the math right? No, it is just processing data. It is dark inside. There is no one home. So why is there someone home inside your head? If you are just a biological computer made of meat, why do you have feelings? Why do you have an internal movie playing 24/7? Roger Penrose, one of the most brilliant physicists of the 20th century, the man who worked with Stephen Hawking on black holes, looked at this problem, and he said, it doesn't add up. He argued that consciousness is non-computational. That means you cannot create it with an algorithm, you cannot code it. He said that human intuition, the aha moment when you solve a problem without thinking, or the sudden feeling of love, cannot be explained by simple neurons firing. He believed that something else was happening, something faster, something deeper. He looked at the laws of the universe. There are two sets of laws. There is classical physics. This is the world of big things, gravity, motion, billiard balls hitting each other. It is predictable. It is logical. This is how we thought the brain worked. One neuron hits another neuron like a domino. Then there is quantum physics. This is the world of the tiny atoms, electrons, photons. In this world, the rules of logic break down. In the quantum world, things can be in two places at once, superposition. Things can be connected across vast distances instantly, entanglement. Time can flow backward. And most importantly, things do not become real until they are observed. Penrose had a crazy idea. What if the brain isn't running on classical physics? What if the brain is running on quantum physics? What if your mind is not a chemical reaction, but a quantum field? For a long time, scientists laughed at this. They said, "No way, the brain is too warm, too wet, and too messy. Quantum effects only happen in deep freezers in careful labs. Inside a warm brain, the quantum states would collapse instantly." They called it warm, wet, and noisy. They dismissed it. But then biology started to prove them wrong. We discovered that birds use quantum entanglement to navigate the globe. They can literally see the Earth's magnetic field using quantum effects in their eyes. We discovered that plants use quantum tunneling to absorb sunlight for photosynthesis. They are almost 100% efficient because the energy teleports to the right place. If a leaf can use quantum physics, if a robin can use quantum physics, why wouldn't the human brain? Evolution is efficient. It would use the most powerful tool available. So Penrose teamed up with an anesthesiologist named Stuart Hameroff. Hameroff wasn't looking at the black holes, he was looking at the neurons. He found something hiding inside the brain cells that everyone else had ignored. Microtubules. Think of a neuron like a long wire. For years, we thought the wire was just a tube to carry the electrical signal. But Hameroff looked closer. He saw that the structure of the neuron is held together by these tiny, rigid, crystal-like tubes called microtubules. They look like the structural bones of the cell. But Hameroff noticed they had a perfect, repeating geometric pattern, a lattice. He realized they looked exactly like the components of a quantum computer. He proposed that these microtubules are not just bones, they are fiber optic cables. They are shielding the quantum state from the wet, noisy brain. Inside these tiny tubes, subatomic particles could be dancing in superposition. They could be computing reality at a speed trillions of times faster than neurons firing. They called this theory Orch, orchestrated objective reduction. It sounds complex, but the idea is simple and terrifyingly beautiful. It suggests that your consciousness is not produced by the brain. It suggests that your consciousness is a quantum event happening inside the geometry of space-time, and your brain is just the antenna that picks it up. Think of an orchestra. The musicians, the quantum particles, are playing a symphony. The microtubules are the instruments. If you destroy the instrument, brain damage, the music stops playing in this room. But does the song die? Or does the signal just go back to the cloud? This brings us to the most spiritual and controversial part of the theory. If consciousness is quantum, then it is fundamental. In physics, fundamental means it is a building block of the universe. Like gravity, like electromagnetism, you cannot create gravity, it is just there. If consciousness is fundamental, it means the universe is conscious. It means that awareness existed before the brain just evolved to tap into it. This completely changes our understanding of death. If you believe the computer model, then when you die, the computer breaks. The hard drive is smashed, the data is lost forever, you cease to exist, it is lights out. But if you believe the quantum model, death is different. When the heart stops beating, the blood stops flowing, the microtubules lose their coherence, they can no longer hold the quantum state. The antenna breaks. But quantum information cannot be destroyed. That is a basic law of physics. So where does the information go? Hameroff suggests that when the quantum state collapses in the brain, the information doesn't vanish, it leaks out. It returns to the universe at large. It becomes entangled with the fabric of space-time. This explains near-death experiences, NDAs. Millions of people have reported dying on the operating table. Their heart stops. Their brain waves go flat. By all medical standards, they are gone. And yet, they come back with vivid memories. They report floating above their bodies. They report seeing a tunnel of light. They report a feeling of connection to everything. Skeptics say this is just a hallucination of a dying brain. But under the quantum model, this makes perfect sense. When the brain stops confining the consciousness expands. It is no longer local, it becomes non-local. It is like the cloud of probability spreading out. You are no longer trapped in your skull. You are suddenly connected to the room, the city, the planet, the cosmos. You feel one with everything because, physically, your quantum information is entangling with everything. Then the doctors shock your heart, the blood flows, the microtubules wake up, they grab the signal again. Snap! You are pulled back into the body, you are trapped in the skull again. You wake up and say, I saw the light. Maybe you did, maybe you saw the raw energy of the universe without the filter of your biology. This leads to a profound question about who are you? Are you the body, or are you the signal? If you are listening to the radio and you smash the radio with a hammer, the music stops. But the radio waves are still in the air. You just need a new device to play them. Some scientists speculate that this could be the scientific basis for reincarnation. If your soul is a specific pattern of quantum information, a unique frequency, maybe it can find another receiver. Now let's bring this down to your daily life. How does this help you on a Tuesday morning when you are stuck in traffic? It helps you because it validates your intuition. We are taught to ignore our gut feelings. We are taught to be logical. But if your brain is a quantum device, it is capable of entanglement. Entanglement is when two particles are linked across space. If you touch one, the other feels it instantly, even if it is on the other side of the world. If the particles in your brain are entangled with the particles in someone else's brain, then telepathy isn't magic, it is physics. Have you ever thought about a friend you haven't seen in 10 years and then they call you 5 minutes later? Have you ever walked into a room and felt bad vibes before anyone said a word? Have you ever known someone was in trouble before you were told? The skeptical world calls this coincidence. Quantum consciousness calls it data. You are constantly broadcasting and receiving quantum information. You are a node in a giant network. The feeling of empathy might be literal entanglement. You are physically feeling the state of another person's neural network because you are linked on a subatomic level. This means you're never truly alone. The feeling of isolation is an illusion created by the classical world. It is a lie told by your 5 senses. Your eyes tell you that you stop at your skin. But your quantum mind knows that you extend infinitely outward. This also changes how we view artificial intelligence. Right now, Silicon Valley is obsessed with building AGI, artificial general intelligence. They want to build a machine that is alive. They are building bigger and bigger supercomputers. They are adding more and more chips. But if Penrose is right, they are hitting a dead end. You can stack 1 billion calculators on top of each other and you will never get a conscious being. you will just get a very fast calculator. Because silicon chips are classical, they are binary, they cannot do what the microtubules do. Unless we build quantum computers that mimic the biology of the brain, AI will always be a zombie. It will act like it is conscious, it will talk like it is conscious, it will mimic emotions perfectly. But the lights will be off inside. It will never feel the taste of the apple, it will only have the data of the apple. This should make you feel special. It means that you possess something that cannot be easily copied. You possess a spark of the infinite. You are not just a machine, you are a miracle of geometry and light. So how can you explore this? How can you feel your own quantum nature? You don't need a lab, you need silence. The brain is usually noisy. We are constantly thinking, worrying, planning. This noise collapses the quantum states. It keeps us trapped in the particle world, the world of solid things and separation. But when you meditate, when you enter a flow state, when you get lost in music or art, you quiet the noise. You allow the microtubules to resonate. You allow the quantum coherence to grow. Have you ever been in a flow state where time seems to disappear, where you are doing something difficult perfectly without thinking? Athletes call it being in the zone. Maybe that is the moment when your brain switches from classical mode to quantum mode. You stop computing, you start channeling. You are no longer thinking about the next step, you are simply becoming the action. Time dilation, the feeling that time has stopped, is a classic sign of quantum effects. In the quantum realm, time is fluid. By practicing deep focus, deep meditation, or deep creativity, you are exercising your quantum muscle. You are learning to surf the wave of probability instead of crashing into the rocks of reality. Let's talk about the final implication, the scary one. Free will. If the brain is a classical computer, free will is impossible. A computer does exactly what it is programmed to do. If you know the input, you know the output. If your brain is just chemistry, then your choice to watch this video was determined by the Big Bang. You are a puppet on strings. But if the brain is quantum physics introduces true randomness, true unpredictability. When a quantum wave collapses, it chooses a state. It is not determined by the past. It is a fresh moment of creation. This means that in every single moment, you have a choice. You are not a slave to your past. You are not a slave to your programming. You are the observer who collapses the wave. You have the power to steer the ship. This is why this theory matters. It gives us back our humanity. It gives us back our soul. It tells us that we are not just biological scum on a rock spinning in space. We are participants in the universe. We are necessary. The universe needs observers to make it real. Without you to see the apple is just a cloud of colorless atoms. You paint the red, you create the crunch, you bring the world to life. So the next time you look in the mirror, don't just see a face, don't just see aging skin and tired eyes. See the antenna. See the receiver of a signal that has been broadcasting since the beginning of time. Realize that the you behind the eyes is not made of matter. It is made of the same stuff as the stars, but organized in a way that allows it to wake up and look at itself. You are the universe experiencing itself. And that mystery is worth exploring. If this journey into the quantum mind made you feel a little dizzy, a little scared, but a little more alive, please hit that like button. It helps the algorithm find other conscious observers. And share this with someone who is asking the big questions. Tell them you aren't a computer, you're a quantum field. Hit subscribe. We are going to keep peeling back the layers of reality until we find the truth. Let me know in the comments, do you believe consciousness survives death or is it lights out? I'll see you in the next reality. Stay conscious.